Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible, make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin', let's go.
Yo, what's cracking with the people? What's popping? Victory Monday. Rashad and Dave in the building. Dave, what's good with you, man?
It was a good Sunday. It was a good Monday. It was a good Saturday. Can't complain at all. You know what I'm saying? Before the show, I won the Michael Jackson Thriller Vinyl, the 40th anniversary vinyl. You know, so my Monday's starting pretty sharp, man. Especially after a great win on Sunday. What about you, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, great weekend. Obviously went back to the 2-6. Just got back in time to go to the game on Sunday, spending time with my dad, my family, my mom. Just chilling, man. Staying safe, staying inside. Because, 2-6 gets crazy around this time. So stayed inside, didn't do too much. Got my grandma, my aunts came in, my uncle came in. It was good. Good stuff. Just chilling, man. We're just chilling. Good times. Just relaxing with the family, man. That's all.
Yeah, I typically stay up here for Thanksgiving. So, I chilled with Cardi's family. It was good. We got fed pretty heavily on Thursday. I ended up working on Friday, so I can't complain.
Dave.
I mean, shout out to South Carolina, man.
A lot of good.
Hey, listen, these dubs.
It was a lot of good college football. I watched a lot of football this weekend. A whole lot. I'm college. NFL, a lot of good college football games, bro. Shout out to South Carolina, man. I work with a lot of Clemson fans, and
it's gonna be. I know it had to be. Yeah, because now they gotta start rethinking.
Sad.
Shout out to my man T Time on Twitter, man. He is not a happy camper, and the fact that Dabo said that DJ gonna start an ACC championship game, a lot of them aren't happy about that either.
Yeah, I think DJ got to end up transferring, bro. They got a talented kid behind him, and his days are numbered at Clemson, bro.
So let's talk about. So for Saturday, I primarily watched the FCS playoffs because I'm more of an FCS guy, and there was some pretty good games, man. And let me tell you something. As both of us being A&T alums, we should no longer feel bad about losing to Gardner-Webb in that final game of the season. Because they advanced and they mud stopped Eastern Kentucky, bro. Dominated pretty much. Phenomenal game to watch. There was a lot of good games on FCS. But, so that's what it was. It was a pretty good weekend of football, to say the least. Shout out to Benedict College, man. Their season ended. That was a tough loss to Wingate, But, the band got to play in the parade on Thursday, so it was a pretty good Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. So it was a pretty good weekend for Benedict, but it was just a tough loss in football for sure, because that was a home game for him as well. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend of football, to say the least. NFL too. There were some crazy games in NFL than ours.
Crazy games.
There were some crazy games. I caught the end of that Bucks-Browns game, and let me tell you something, bro. We're gonna have to pray for Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, Wirfs going down. That's not a good look.
And it was the sequence of events. Wirfs goes down. They put him in a cart. Next play, Brady gets sacked. Like boom, boom. Like it was. I was like, oh yeah, this is not gonna be good. And now they're ready to freaking get Leftwich out of here.
Yeah, Leftwich is
And
definitely
Bowles.
on the seat. Yeah, everybody's on the seat. You know, it's crazy how one goes from, you know, when I'm talking about Brian Leftwich, going from, you know, a potential head coaching candidate when Tom Brady was doing his thing to now Tom Brady's not doing his thing, and now he's pretty much a non. He's the reason why it's all him. Right, so it's all Leftwich. It's not the play of the players. It's all Leftwich now. So
that's how it works, sir.
Just saying.
When the Chiefs' offense was awesome, who got the credit? Andy. When they had a slump, who took the heat? Bieniemy. That's just how it works. And I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I'm just gonna let you guys connect the dots.
You ain't gonna pod?
No, I can pod. I mean, it's early for podding. Like
it is.
We're doing the usuals.
Early.
How was your weekend? How was my weekend? How was your Thanksgiving? Hopefully, everybody that's viewing had a awesome Thanksgiving. So we're doing the regulars right now. And appreciate the super chat, the game guy. Aggie Pride, Panthers won and Nebraska let Tepper off the hook. And I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that because I just found the details.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that at the end. So hold your thoughts on that. But yeah, man, they don't want you to pod, Dave.
Not yet. Now, and let me tell you, I'll pod on this. Y'all better make this a game next week. Shout out to y'all winning the Bayou Classic, but y'all better make this a game on Saturday. Don't have me out here watching this SWAC championship and y'all lose by 35. Y'all score a touchdown again, all right?
Bro, that's what's gonna happen. Shout out to Jackson State. Jackson State firing on all cylinders. They're gonna destroy Southern, and then they're gonna end up destroying Central too. Shout out to Jackson State.
You think they're gonna destroy Central?
Bro, come on, bro. It's levels. It's levels.
Did you think they were going to destroy South Carolina State last year?
Yeah, it's different, yo. They got something to prove, bro. They got something to prove.
So does Central. Right. They the only MEAC team to lose in the Celebration Bowl. So does Central.
and they will be once again the only team to lose in the Celebration Bowl. They will be consistent because that's what's going to happen. They're going to get their butts whipped.
I don't think they talk. Look, real talk. I don't think they talk about Davis Richard enough, and it's hard for me to give Central any type of credit. But I don't think they talk about Davis Richard enough. He's legit. He's a legit quarterback. I think it's going to be a good game if it comes down that way. Now Southern, you have a shot here. It's hard to beat the same team twice. You know that's what all I've been hearing in these Southern streets. So we'll see. But you know, I mean, 17.5 point favors the Jackson State for the SWAC championship. But we'll see.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this game, man. We potted. Well, we didn't start potting, but you know what I mean. So we apologize for an early start. You know, that's why you got to hit that notification bell. It's important. We got 150 people on, or close to 150 people on before the real start time. So we appreciate y'all. I know y'all part of the Noti gang, so we appreciate y'all. So we're gonna get into this. It's important that you hit that notification bell because sometimes I get out of class early, and you know we can get things moving. So. Apologize for the early start for those that come on late that are not listening right now. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Let's talk about this game where we rocked out. We rocked out. And you know what's dope, Dave, is that you know I love how Wilkes starts his press conferences and even starts his post game speeches because guess what he goes to? These numbers. He talks about these numbers, which we've been talking about since last year. This is something we always go over. This is why, y'all could talk about the blah blah. The numbers don't lie, fam. We talk about by the numbers. We've been doing this since last year because it's important. When you see a lot of green on this, that means that we're going to have a good day. And as you can see, we had a good day. So red zone efficiency, we're 2 of 4. I would like to see us get a little bit better in the red zone. We had a couple opportunities. We didn't convert, which is we're getting better. You know, Sam Darnold has first game back. Shout out to Sam. But you know, it is what it is there. Third down efficiency, we were 2 of 12. That's not good. That's not good. We got to get better on third down. Not a good look at all. Pass completions, 11 of 19. Shout out to Sam Darnold, just above 58%. Penalties were down. 4 penalties for 34 yards. We'll take that. Not too many.
Really good, bro.
You know what, Dave? We didn't get that patented C.J. Henderson pass interference call. He's good for once per game. That did not happen this game. So I'm proud of C.J. for not getting flagged for PI because that did not happen. Unfortunately, Brady Christensen got 2 of those penalties. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Rushing numbers, we were able to rush the ball 46 times. That's a lot of rushing. That's a lot of running of the football for 185 yards, 4 yards per carry. Our run defense was a little mid. We let Murray get off on a long run, which accounted for a lot of this. But 19 rushes for 121 yards. I'd like to see us do a little bit better there. We dominated time possession. I mean, that typically happens when you're able to run the ball 46 times. You're typically going to dominate time possession. We did that, kept them off the field, kept Russ off the field. Third down defense was good, 4-14. Kept them, got them off the field when we were supposed to. Won a turnover battle. Pressures. Dog, we found the pass rush. Bro, 24 pressures, which that's nuts. 24 pressures. That's including Brian Burns. We'll talk about Brian Burns a little bit later, but he had 8 of those things. So shout out to Brian Burns. He had a monster day. And 8 QB hits, 13 hurries. And then Dave, on the offensive side of the football, we only gave up one pressure.
Hurry.
1 pressure, 1 hurry. That's it. That is effing bananas, bro. That's nuts. Like, I don't
against the 3rd best defense in the NFL.
Bro, that's nuts. That is nuts. Like, I don't think y'all really understand. I didn't get a chance to go back and look. Maybe I'll have some time this week to see if I can find if that is if that's like a franchise record or something according to PFF. Now I get these numbers from PFF, and a pressure here might not be a pressure there. So according to PFF, I got to check if that is some sort of franchise record because that's crazy. 1 pressure, that's nuts, bro. 1 pressure is crazy,
bro.
That's crazy.
The big thing, and we'll probably talk about Sam, but the big thing that I expressed on Twitter after the game and today was the fact that Sam Darnold, like we always like, and this is just the facts of life, right? When Sam Darnold first got here, and we did the good, the bad, and the ugly, we talked about how he still statistically wasn't that good in a clean pocket. But the thing that we didn't talk about, and we always used to beat me up about stats with context, we never talked about the fact of a consistent clean pocket. That man had a consistent clean pocket. And he did well. Did he make mistakes? Was he perfect? No. But he was a really good game manager, and he took his shots when he felt like he could take his shots. Yeah. Because he had that confidence in him because he had a consistent clean pocket. That matters. And I think the big reason why I thought that Baker wasn't going to work was because there was no way in hell we were going to get something like that. He was going to get something like that in Carolina consistently that what he had in Cleveland. Cleveland, he had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
Yeah,
and our offensive line has improved, but the offensive line ain't doing this.
It's still top 10, bro. Our offensive line is top 10. It's crazy. Our offensive line is playing phenomenal. And Dave, to your point about consistency, Sam Darnold, I was reading a stat earlier. Sam Darnold has played 3 games his entire career where he hasn't been sacked. Only 3 games. 3 games. 3 games.
And this is one of them.
And this was one of them. It was another game last year, I think against Atlanta, or the Jets. It might have been one of those games where he didn't get sacked. And then there was I think he had 1 game with the Jets where he hadn't been sacked. Bro, that's nuts.
He never had a line. But he never had a line.
3 games? 3 career games, bro.
Sam!
Let me see how many games he's played. That's crazy. That is
he's
crazy.
Never played. Dog, but think about it. He's never had a line. Like, he's never had a line. Do you think the New York Jets lace him up with some protection? No. He's never had a line. I mean, he played at least 12 games each year with the exception of this year. So this is the 5th season?
Bam has played 51 career games, bro.
3 games with no sacks.
3
that's
out
less
of 51.
than 6. That's less than 6%, bro. That's less than 6%.
Nuts. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And I read that. I read that off of. I think it was either Joe Person or Steve Reed. One of those guys. It was one of those guys that posted it. So I have to go back and find that tweet. But that's what they said, bro. I didn't validate it, but I trust those guys. They're pretty good with their content. So I trust what they say, but I've got to go back and validate. That is crazy though. 3 games. And listen, he wasn't perfect. There was one where he almost threw a pick. He double pumped, and it probably should have been picked off. It wasn't. But they're not asking him to do much. Just manage the game, and I think he was. He did a good job. We'll talk about Sam a little bit later, but let's dive into the offensive line a little bit further here. One pressure. And I know y'all gonna look at these grades. I posted these on Twitter earlier, and people started going nuts. Why are the grades so low? I mean, let me just say this. All of these guys had elite pass rushing grades. 80s across the board. Let me read them all for you, just so we're talking on the same page here. If you look at the pass blocking stats, Brady Christensen had an 86.3. Bradley Bozeman had 82.8. Ickey had an 81.9. Taylor Moore had 81.4. And Corbett had a 77.3. So that's damn near a perfect offensive line from a grading standpoint, from a pass protection standpoint. Now, run blocking, not so much. The run blocking grades, and maybe I did see the tweet earlier, or the comment earlier where I should break the grades out. I'll find a way to do that. I may do that next year. But that total score combines them both, right? And so what happens is,
and then you consider the fact.
Go ahead.
And then you consider the fact that we ran the ball 46 times.
Yeah, so we ran the ball a lot. You ran the ball a lot, and we didn't pass the ball a lot. So they get the less opportunity that they have to reduce that grade, the less opportunity for them to give up a sack or a hurry. So that plays into it for sure. And then, but I agree. Like, we ran it 46 times, and what happened? And let me explain this, folks, because some of y'all are like, yo, I don't get it. I don't understand PFF. Let me explain something to y'all real quick. Deontay Foreman averages 3 yards after contact. Bro, this dude is absorbing contact, and he's going. He's making guys miss. He had 4 forced missed tackles, right, where he made a guy miss. He had 75 yards after contact, bro. So more than half of his yards were after contact. So if he were to go down on first hit, bro, we wouldn't have done what we did yesterday. He had a total of 113 yards, 75 which came after contact, bro. 75, bro. That is crazy. That's a lot of rush yards after contact.
That says a lot of the type of running back that we need. I mean, we're good. Looks like we've morphed into a better pass blocking team than a run blocking team. In an offense that wants to run the ball a lot. But luckily we have somebody that can shed that first contact. And CMC was decent at it too.
He was good. CMC was good.
Yeah, CMC was good at it too. But I think it goes back to that discussion point of the difference, right? Because you can't have a running back that's going to fall on the first hit, which is why I think Foreman's going to keep the job. So, and I think he already owns the job. I think Chuba's going to still get some time, but he's not going to get at the same frequency as Foreman. I know Foreman had to go out twice, so I know the snap count delta was only 5 plays. There's a guy on fantasy, JJ, that I follow, and he does this long thread about all the fantasy stats that happened for that Sunday, and he talked about the snap count delta between Foreman and Hubbard, and I retweeted saying, just so you know, 5. There was a delta of 5 mainly because they took Dr. Foreman out twice because of injury. So, but now Foreman could take the hits, bro. You know, and he was fine. He came back both times, so I can't complain. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that affects them because that pretty much means that they're not as good as run blockers.
And you can go back and watch the game. You can see at some points the gaps, the rushing lanes weren't there. And so Foreman or Chuba were bouncing it outside, creating their own lanes essentially, and then making a guy miss and then breaking a big one. Now, there were a couple of times where it was like Moses out there. They're part of the Red Seas. So I'm not going to kill, the offensive line played great. And listen, I'm not complaining one bit. This is why you have that type of running back that can fall forward. Essentially, Foreman falls for 3 yards, bro. He's falling forward for 3 yards per carry, bro. Like, he can just absorb those hits. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have that type of player behind this type of line that is not a bad run blocking team by any means. Hell, they're actually a better they're supposed to be a better run blocking team line than they are pass blocking, but they're doing great. They're doing great. So we're not looking to crucify them. I'm just pointing out the numbers.
We're just showing we're just explaining why the numbers were down on some of the players. Because when you posted this on Twitter, bro, and you mentioned the pass blocking grade, I was like, thank God, because it didn't make sense. Because I felt like Sam had a clean pocket all day.
Yeah, their pass blocking grades were elite. I would go out on a limb and say that was probably the best. And again, with context, right? They only threw it 19 times, right? So it's not a lot. There's not a lot of opportunity for Sam to get killed. But when he dropped back, that thing was clean, bro. I mean, he had all day to throw the ball. Like, I gotta look up his time in the pocket, bro. He had all day to go through his progressions. He was chilling back there. I mean, he was fixing a leftover Thanksgiving plate, everything back there. He was chilling. But
you remember when I kept saying before the Baker trade was official, and I kept saying, why are we trading for Baker? Why don't we just see what Sam looks like with an improved offensive line?
Yeah.
I just felt like, and the thing is, and people are like, well, you must like Sam Darnold. It's like, no, it's not about that. It's about the fact that this franchise has a habit of not being patient. You know, we bring in Teddy Bridgewater. We didn't have the best season. We got impatient. We bring in Sam. He didn't have the best season. We got impatient. We had no patience to put pieces around either one of those quarterbacks to see what happens. So then you bring in Baker Mayfield, who's getting a downgrade in offensive line. And that, once again, it's not a knock on them, but it's the reality of it, because Cleveland had a phenomenal offensive line. You're getting a downgrade on that, and you potentially was getting a downgrade on the defensive side of the ball as well, particularly with the pass rush with some of the folks that didn't come back. So you're getting so he comes to another team that might not be as talented as Cleveland, and you expect him to improve upon that, and it's not the same. It's not the same. So why not just take your time? Just take your time and see what you got. You already got Sam on a deal. Why are you going to pay for two of them? Two guys on a 5th-year deal. Well, you already got a guy. And now we out here debating on whether Baker should play or not. You know, the Takers probably want Baker in there because we know what he's capable of. But nah, I want to win games. And Sam's going to win us some more football games, bro. That's just the reality of it. If he has a clean pocket like that, Sam's going to be fine.
I think it's more than, well, let's hold that thought. I think it's more than just what Sam is doing. Because
no, absolutely.
I think I'll hold my thought. I'll hold my thought a little bit later because it's going to be talking about Wilkes. But let's hold that thought. We'll come back to that. But you're right. I think if Sam plays the way he plays, but he needs a lot. A lot went well. Yes, let's keep it a buck. A lot went well yesterday.
But I've always said that I didn't expect, when we traded for Sam Darnold, I always said I did not expect Sam Darnold to be the guy that everybody was talking like he was going to be, like he was going to sling it across the field constantly. Oh, no. I never thought that. I always said the offense is going to run through the running back. Always said that. Always said it was going to run through CMC. Always said that. Because the way that Rhule wanted to be is going to be, and the thing is, Wilkes has made a lot of changes, but it boils down to Wilkes want his quarterback to be a game manager. He wants to run the football, play phenomenal defense, and particularly stopping the run, and just grind out and win these games. Simple as that. That's what it boils down to for me. So I don't need Sam Darnold to be out here trying to throw for 300 yards. I want Sam Darnold to throw 20 and below like he did today. That's where I'm at. Because if I got Sam Darnold out here throwing for 300 yards, we're not winning, bro. That's just the reality of it. I just know what it is.
Yep, I agree. Let's again. I need to put this on a shirt. I think I'm gonna do this. I need to put this on a shirt because it's fire. Great Wall of Carolina. They did their thing yesterday. Grounded out against a good defense. That like Dave said earlier, that's the 3rd best defense in the league. Based on yards and points scored. Good defense, and we essentially dismantled them yesterday. So Shout out to the Great Wall. Appreciate y'all's support. All right, let's get into stock up. Ain't no stock downs, Dave. Oh, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
All right, shout out to Cash, man, for the super chat. We haven't had an O-line this good since 08. Also, back-to-back wins for South Carolina. Go Cox, Dave. All right, there you go.
There you got it, Dave. Go Cox. Shout out to the Cox, man. But anyway, let's get into stock up, stock down. Dave, we talked about a couple of these guys that don't stock up. And what I commend and what I love is that, Wilkes challenged these dudes, and they responded, bro. Our stars, I tweeted this yesterday, our stars played like stars yesterday. We tweet, Dave, I got up here. I said, DJ Moore ain't nothing but a damn complimentary wide receiver number 2. That's what I said, Dave. I said, that's what I said.
You know what I said Sunday morning?
What'd you say, Dave?
When anybody asks me DJ Moore or somebody else, I pick somebody else pretty much every single time, with the exception of one scenario. And I might have lost y'all some fantasy matchup yesterday.
Oh, you didn't pick this one, Dave?
Oh, no.
Come on, Dave.
Oh, no. Because here's my dilemma. I mean, we knew Wilkes doesn't want to throw the ball constantly. I knew that Sam Darnold will target DJ Moore, but I also knew that DJ Moore was going up against Patrick Surtain, who actually has had a phenomenal year from a cornerback standpoint, particularly playing the man coverage. So I pretty much said nah, because the thing that was crazy to me was that people were aiming for DJ, and I just kept saying, you guys don't like Sam Darnold. DJ Moore is going up against a corner that's rated in the top 10 as a shutdown corner and man. So why are we out here trying to act like that DJ's going to ball out of his mind when we know that Sam's probably only going to throw the ball 20 times? And he threw the ball 19 times. It just so happens that DJ Moore decided to get 100 yards receiving and a touchdown.
Yeah, DJ, like y'all was saying in the chat, DJ cooked Surtain, Yes. And listen, and Surtain is according to PFF, which some of y'all don't like, is a top 5, top 6 cornerback in the league, bro. He's that good, and DJ cooked him. Like he cooked him like a damn Thanksgiving turkey out there, bro. And he had a total of 5. He had 5 targets, 4 receptions for 103 yards and a touchdown. He had the deep bomb. Where Sam was dropping down. Sam was dropping dimes, bro.
We ain't, dog. 2 of them passes, that dimes. Sam dropped,
dimes.
So I posted on Twitter when I saw the second one. I was like, oh, so that's what Matt Rhule saw. That's what he had to see. That was a phenomenal dime he threw to DJ, bro.
And what's crazy is the long throw. He had at least 17 seconds in the pocket. He had all day. He had a clean pocket. Sam just
and he flicked it. He did the flick of the wrist,
bucket, bro. He dropped that thing in the bucket. That was a hell of a throw. And then the one off the back foot to the corner of the end zone. He was cooking. And listen, we got to talk about it, right? And I see y'all saying it in the chat. Listen, for some reason, I meant to pull the numbers. I didn't have time to do it. But for some reason, man, he cannot. Baker and DJ, for whatever reason, just are not on the same page. Even when Baker does have the accuracy and he hits DJ cannot catch it, or he just completely misses. For whatever reason, they're not on the same page. And when it's anybody other than Baker Mayfield, DJ Moore can ball. Like, I just don't understand what it is between those two dudes, man.
It ain't got nothing to do with DJ Moore, and I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
Just remember what happened.
He did drop some passes, though. He did drop some passes.
Fine. But just remember what happened last year with OBJ.
Fair enough.
I'm going to say.
Fair enough.
It just might be a thing, man. Maybe he's not attracted to number 1 wide receivers. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
But no, DJ had a phenomenal day, bro. And I was wrong, and I can own it. And as soon as DJ got that TD, the first thing I said was on Twitter, I was like, I can own up to being wrong, yo. DJ had my bad. And I apologize because I was wrong. And I can own up to it. DJ's got to keep this same pace to get the 1,000, bro.
He's still a ways off, bro. Jay, you want to run the math real quick? Let me see.
I mean, you giving up numbers, I could do the math. Get my phone real quick.
More stats. Let me pull it up real quick because I was not prepared for this.
All right, let me see.
All right. So DJ Moore right now has a total of 605 yards, and we have 5 games remaining.
Oh, he can do that. Less than 80 yards a game, about 80 hours a game, 80 yards a game. He can do that. He less than 400 yards away.
Bro, he gonna have to cook.
He won't hit 1,100 though. Hitting 1,100 is asking for too much. That's 100 yards.
1,000 is the number. He gonna have to cook though. He gonna have to cook.
I mean, now somebody, Josh said something. It's like DJ might be okay now that Darnold is back. Look, bro, we're 2 weeks away from the playoffs starting. If you want to put your faith in DJ Moore, that's on you. I know I'm not. But I didn't get DJ Moore in too many leagues. I didn't get DJ Moore in a single league that I was in. So I mean, I think that's a tough place to be. I think this is a good opportunity to trade for him. Still, because there might be an anomaly. This is the last week of the trade deadline, so we'll see. But I don't know if I can. I got to convince myself that it's worth the. I think flex is the best I'll do. I don't think I can convince myself to put in that wide receiver too.
Yeah, but shout out to DJ, man. He balled out. I love that he responded. We just got to get some consistency out of him. And again, I'm hoping that with Sam Darnold at quarterback, he's gonna do just that. Again, they played well together last year. Hopefully, they'll continue to do that with the rest of these games because we still got some important games coming up. But he was dropping dimes, man. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to DJ. Next up, I had. Not Shaw Smith. I didn't update. Let me update this real quick. My bad.
Yeah.
I got Brian Burns. Brian Burns cooked another one. Who we called out last week, right?
Yep, and I think his brother saw it too.
Yeah, shout out to Stan. He quoted one of my tweets. Or respond to one of my tweets.
Keep that same energy, bro.
Because we said, we called him out. We said, fam, listen, he's playing like a complimentary edge. And truth be told,
I didn't agree, by the way. Let me be clear.
I'm telling you what the numbers say. This is what my opinion.
No, I know.
Again,
I know.
It's not my opinion. I'm telling you.
I just remember when I showed you know what? You talking about, I remember when I said that and I got destroyed. Remember? When I was talking about DJ last year? I got flamed. But it's fine. No, but you're right. I just was like, nah, I understand what the numbers say, but we can't afford to lose him. But congrats to him getting this double-digit sack day, man. That's getting double-digit sacks for the season, bro. That's phenomenal.
10 sacks on the season, and legit, if he gets 1 sack each of these games, he's gonna tie the franchise record with Kevin Green and Greg Hardy, both at 15 sacks. So he has the opportunity to break the record with the single season sack record for the Carolina Panthers. So that's good. I mean, something to keep an eye on. If you can get 2 in one of these games, that'd be great. But fam, listen, let me just say this. Because a lot of people are gonna come at us for what we said or for what I said or for the numbers that I presented last week. Let me just say
Jared said I avoided my opinion. Did I? I have to go back and watch the tape.
He might have been talking to me. I'm gonna say he might have been talking to me, but listen. Let me just say this. Let me just phrase it this way. Can we not agree that this is the most impressive game that Brian Burns has played all year? Can we not agree on that?
No, I agree. He was back there a lot, bro. A lot. He probably could have had another sack.
He had 8 pressures, bro. This is the best game he's played. I mean, he was bad at passes. He was good in run support. 2 sacks, 8. He was all over the field, bro. And even according to PFF, his score on PFF was an 89.5, bro. That's his highest grade all season. So even he got the respect from PFF. But what all we're saying is we need that consistently, bro. When you look at TJ Watt, Miles Garrett, and Micah Parsons, their grades are consistently in the 80s. Okay, that's all we're saying. And forced fumble too, forced fumble. So their grades are consistently in the 80s. If he continues to play like that, bro, hand him the bag. 20 million. Easily. 20 million plus. Give him the bag. But we got to get that joint consistent. He did. Absolutely. Played the run well too. 1,000%. He played a complete game for an edge rusher today. Listen, I can be corrected if I'm wrong, but I felt like Burns was one of those guys that he was calling out.
Oh yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
He was focusing on primarily first and second rounders, and he talked about that. Cause I guess he put the pictures on the wall of the first and second rounders after he made the comment of he wanted Stars to play like stars. So no,
but we need this kind of energy, not energy because he gives 100% all the time. It's execution. We need that energy every week, bro. Just like Lucci told me to keep that energy, we need him to keep that energy every week. We need Brian Burns to be that dude every week because if he is, that's what we talking about. That's what we need. That's top 10 edge, and he's got the numbers. He's got the numbers, but it's not just about being a pass rusher. You got to be a complete edge, and he was that on Sunday for sure, 1,000%, 1,000%. So yeah. So shout out to Brian Burns. Shout out to Brian Burns. He feasted, bro, feasted, and deserves all the credit, all the glory that he's getting. He deserves it. He catch a little heat for that celebration though. Little heat for the mockery of the prayer of Russell Wilson. Do you see that, Dave?
No, but I'm not mad, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know why. Other than the drug part, Russ reminds me of John Jones, yo. Like, you remember when John Jones first came in the UFC and he was all about religion, all about God, and then they caught him off camera cussing out Daniel Cormier right before they fight? I think Russ got that edge on him, man. I think it's a show. I don't think that's him. That's just my opinion on it. But I digress.
Jeez, Dave.
Don't worry. I don't worry. I don't think his teammates believe that shit either. You saw what happened. I did see the part where my man out here cussing my dude out.
What's crazy? What's crazy though? They over there cussing out Russ, right? But fam, y'all had Sam Darnold dicing y'all up. Fam, Sam Darnold was cutting y'all up on defense. So y'all ain't got no room to be cussing out anybody.
So I was trying to find out the best spot to talk about this. So let's go ahead and have this discussion right now. Nathaniel Hackett's got to go, bro. He got to go.
I could care less.
I know you don't care. But this is me thinking about the perspective, right? They fired Vic Fangio to bring this guy in to be the head coach. And then they sold the team to a new owner. So this new owner got this head coach that is obvious that he's only built to be a coordinator. He's not built to be a head football coach in the NFL. Got to get him out the paint. Gots to go. And as for Russ, I'm glad you got your bag, bro. But I'm curious to see what they're gonna do about that contract.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. They got.
Sheesh.
That's a tough situation to be in. Listen, that's an extreme, right? You get a quarterback like Russ. I mean, Russ is Russ. I think with Russ is square peg round hole. I said this on the pregame with Chris from Charlotte Vibe. I think they got him trying to run this timing offense. And that's not Russ. Russ is a dude off platform guy. You get him out the pocket, you get him running around, and he's gonna make those off platform throws and hit guys deep. Pause. That's his game. That's Russ's game. They got him running these quick pass. It's not square peg round hole, bro.
Terrible fit. That's why I'm like, all right. So you hire this guy, you hire this coach from Green Bay. You know why he's good because he's got freaking Aaron Rodgers. And then you out here with Russ, and now you got this new owner who's probably sitting here like, yo, I can't be out here having one of the worst records in the NFL. A lot of folks thought that the Broncos had a shot to win the AFC West. Or at least get in the playoffs as a wild card. Broncos country, let's cry. Appreciate the
Let's
super
cry.
chat.
That's funny. I got to go back to the other one real quick, Dave, because we didn't shout this one out. Might have been the best game of his career. That's talking about
Yep.
Brian Burns.
Yep.
I don't know about that. I can't quote that. He's been in the league for a little bit, so I can't say best game of his career, but it's got to be up there. He balled out, and we just need that every week, man. We need that every week, and nobody's cheering for him more than me, man. Like I'm not a Brian Burns hater by any means, but you do got to question giving him that type of money when maybe he wasn't showing that he's a complete edge. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's all I'm asking.
let's have a discuss. Let's continue this discussion because I feel a certain type of way. I almost treat the pass rusher like a quarterback. Sometimes it's a situation where elite ones are hard to find. Good ones you gotta keep. Decent ones you might have to you have to pay. Like we talk about Kirk Cousins. Like Kirk Cousins is a prime example of that. I don't think nobody thinks that Kirk Cousins is an elite quarterback. Do people think he's a good quarterback? Some do. I think, but the majority might think he's a decent quarterback. But he keeps getting these fully guaranteed contracts. He continuously gets this bag.
Yeah.
Because then you look at the other options that you have to get a quarterback on your roster. Because you know without a quarterback, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's the same concept with a pass rusher. You need a pass rusher. Like, it's still an important element of your defense.
It is.
So you're going to have to pay him. Regardless whether you think he's decent, good, or elite, you're going to have to pay him because it's going to be hard to replace that type of production.
Yeah.
All the screaming we had about Hassan Reddick.
Yeah. Got to keep the same energy. Yeah, you're right.
You got to keep the same energy. We got to keep him. We got to pay him.
Yep. And I say this too.
Yo, I'm dying. This is hilarious. My man said Kirk Cousins. Yo, that man went on primetime on Thursday, though. That man went on primetime on Thursday. That's hilarious.
I'll say this with Brian Burns. I feel like it is a much easier pill to swallow when you're paying him $20 million plus when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a quarterback on a rookie deal, you can tend to spend in other places, and that will make me be a lot happier if we're not paying a high end quarterback, right? So
we already got one. We already got one on a rookie deal.
Yeah, I'm saying if he's the guy, like our starter, our
No,
guy is on a rookie deal. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So shout out to Brian Burns, man. Listen, keep making us eat crow, bro. I don't mind eating the crow as long as it's positive. So all good with me. Keep making us eat crow. All right. So shout out to Brian Burns. All right. Sam Darnold up next. Sam Darnold again. We hyped up Sam, and listen, this only applies to bearded Sam. Bearded Sam gets the hype. Others clean shaven.
Stop right
Sam
there.
Trash.
Stop right there. You just had to update the name for Brian Burns. I recommend you update this and change it to Bearded
Let's
Sam
do
Darnold.
that. Let's do the Bearded Sam.
You must change it to Bearded because Bearded Sam Darnold is different than clean Sam Darnold. So we must.
You're right.
We must keep. Yeah. If he cuts the beard off, it's got we're a different team.
We're screwed.
We're not screwed because then we have to analyze the data, right? We have to check and see what it looks like with unbearded Sam Darnold with clean pocket. Like we gotta clean Sam Darnold versus bearded Sam Darnold and consistent clean pocket. But right now, as it stands, bearded Sam Darnold with consistent clean pocket is decent quarterback that could win us games.
Yo, he better not shave that beard, dog. It better be no shave December too. He better not shave that joint, yo. Keep it. Keep it. We need that. We need to fear the beard,
If my man shows up at the presser on Friday, we know what happens, bro. If that beard's missing on Friday, we be like,
we're screwed. We're screwed, bro.
Y'all gonna be out here on Sunday, be like DJ Moore, or Traylon Burks. I'm gonna be like Traylon Burks. That's where I'm gonna be, especially if the beard gone. That's where I'm gonna be. So we're gonna see.
So shout out to Sam Darnold again. We've talked about him at length already, but yeah, he had a great game. Let me just check. I think that's I don't know if it's the best game of his. Let me check. I can check that real quick.
He's had better games for us.
Yeah, he had. Let's see. I can check. Dang it. Let me just check that. Yeah, he's had better games. Last year against Houston, and then last year against Atlanta. Jets wasn't as good as this game, according to PFF. Don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, he did have 73 point something in this game, and again, he wasn't asked to do much. Go out there, manage the game, turn around, hand the ball off to Foreman and Chuba, and let them guys go to work. You don't got to do too much, and I think he executed just fine. So it's all good, man. All good.
I don't need him. I don't need him to be the rock star. I just need him. He doesn't have to be a star. I don't know if he was in the picture because he was a first round pick, but I don't know. But he doesn't have to be an elite level quarterback to win his football games, guys. He just needs to be decent.
Yeah, and this was the stop, drop, and roll touchdown.
That's why I laughed when I first saw it because it was like of all the pitches you picked, but it was smart. It was smart instincts by him to know that he wasn't touched. He talked about being under pressure too.
It's the most Sam Darnold way to score, bro. Like only Sam Darnold can score like that.
I thought it was more Jake Delomish, but I was cool either way. I called it Jake Delomish, but this works too because it was a Sam Darnold way to score. And look, man, whatever it takes, bro. You're going up against that defense. Like, I think that's missed too. Denver's defense is legit. You know, like there's one thing that Vic Fangio left Denver when he got fired, and that was a phenomenal defense. That defense was legit. So, shout out to Sam, man. I'm happy for him.
Yep. Shout out to Sam, man. Welcome back to Bearded Sam. We need that same energy. Shout out to Sam Darnold.
Now the thing let's talk. So now we'll start with the chat. Chat. Would you guys be okay if we re-sign Sam Darnold to be the bridge quarterback for next season? If we decide to draft a quarterback or go with I think you got to give him more. You got to give him context. Like how much are you willing to pay him is the question. I mean, I said backup quarterbacks. I'm talking backup quarterback money.
Because if he continues to play well, the man might hit free agency and go somewhere else.
Nah, but I don't think nobody's going to be willing to take a risk on him.
If Bearded Sam plays the rest of these games well, and we somehow end up in the playoffs, and off the back of Sam Darnold, bro, he will get picked up somewhere else.
All right. I'll re-ask the question. If we have to pay Sam Darnold, let me be fair here. $11 million a year. Because if we're
that's too rich for my blood, Dave.
11, 10, 10. The average starting quarterback makes about between 25 and 30. I don't give a
shit what the average starting quarterback pay is. He not getting nowhere near 10.
Really?
No.
9?
No. What is Heineke getting paid?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, he owe us reparations for 18 he just got.
Yeah, nah. He's got a cap hit of $3.6 million.
Who, Heineke?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's about right. He's making a base of 1.5. All right.
That's about right.
But he didn't get signed to be a starter. He got signed to be a backup.
He started a lot of games last year, didn't he? How many games?
Yeah, but he wasn't paid as but he wasn't paid as when he signed his contract, he wasn't paid as a starter.
And guess what? Sam won't be either. That's the whole point. He won't be signed as a starter either.
Everybody's like 2 mil, 1 mil, 5, 10 at most, 6.5 or bye.
Yeah,
the answer is
I'm not paying him. Nah, I'm not paying him that much, bro. He owes us reparations for the 18 that he stole. So he owes us.
He might earn some of that back in the next couple of weeks, though.
Nah, but again, it is one game, and just what everybody's saying, y'all are right. It's one game. We're not about to crown him because we seen this last year. You fooled me once, shame on me. Fooled me twice. What Bush say? Listen, you're not about to
fool me once. You're not gonna fool me again.
Listen, it's not happening, bro. I'm not falling to the trap. He got to do it for the rest of these 5 games to prove it to me. Because I'm not about to sit up here and crown him, because I see a lot of people doing that. Like, we having fun with it with the whole bearded Sam thing, but we seen him play 3 games well last year, and then it all went to crap. And truth be told, nobody knew what this offense was going to look like with Sam Darnold at under Wilkes, right? Because it's never been seen before. So you get that one free
or
pass.
McAdoo was the OC. Or McAdoo
Exactly.
was the OC.
You get that one free pass, right? With that whole thing, and now NFL teams start to adjust. So will things start to change? I don't know, but NFL teams are going to adjust to Sam Darnold. We got to be able to react. So hopefully he can keep it going. But I'm not going to lose any sleep over him. Like, listen, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath for Sam Darnold to repeat this effort multiple times. We'll see, though. We'll see. Shout out to Sam. All right, Deonta Foreman. So again, another stock up for him. Listen, I think shout out to Monty from 4-Man Rush. He posted something earlier that said they gave all his stats since week 6, which is basically when he took over. And I followed that up with he's second in the league in rushing since week 6. Bro, he's eating right now. He's eating. And as long as he continues to stay healthy, got banged up a couple of times in that game. Hopefully he's good. Go rehab, got a bye week. So hopefully
he came back both times. So
yeah, he came back, but it might be some lingering issue. You never know what could happen as the week, the soreness kicks in and all that. But we got a bye week for him to recover. But this man is balling right now. He's balling, and it's the type of running back we need. The big running back that can fall forward and get 3 yards at will. That's what we need, and that's what Deonta Foreman is providing behind a good offensive line. I love what I see out of Deonta Foreman. He gets another stock up. Yeah, man. So any thoughts on Foreman Day?
I don't think anybody predicted how well this man was going to play after they traded Christian McCaffrey. I don't think anybody predicted that. Well, no, we both did, but I'm just saying the fan base. I think the moment we traded Christian McCaffrey, everybody assumed that we were about to freaking tank and fall off a cliff. But I don't think nobody anticipated how well this man has played. Like, as a base. I don't think nobody anticipated it. I don't think nobody saw it coming. I'm happy for him. I would love to try to get him re-signed if possible. And it might not cost as much because of the free agent running backs that are going to be available at the end of the season.
It may not cost us too much. Running backs, nobody's paying running backs like that. And I think we'll be able to get him relatively cheap to stay around. I think if you give him, I don't know, I got to go back and look at the most recent running back contracts outside of like the elite guys. But I think he's a step down from that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's still serviceable. And he could fuck around and hit 1,000 yards. We talked about DJ Moore. Let's see how far Deonta Foreman is away from a 1,000-yard season, because y'all swear only Christian McCaffrey can get 1,000 yards rushing. That's what y'all said. And truth be told, I really don't think we're using his passing his catching.
We're not. Yo, I don't understand. Chuba should not, like, I think Wilkes is doing Chuba a solid, bro, because they don't do Deonta Foreman can do both. Like, and he proved that already.
Yeah, I just don't see us. We're not, because I'm telling you, if you go back and look at his Titans film last year, they were giving him a lot of passes, and I'm about to pull up the numbers in a second, because last year he had like 11. Well, that's not a lot, but he had 11 targets in 9 games last year. Had 9 receptions. It's not a lot, but he was doing damage, Joe. He was averaging 13 yards of reception. So he was cooking. I just think I think we're not utilizing.
He's capable of doing it, but I don't think
doing it. Yeah,
he's not being utilized like he could be doing it.
Yeah, so
but,
he is it's funny thing, you look at his numbers. He has 563 yards rushing, Dave. So what does he need to get 1,000? What's that? How many yards per game does he need?
437. So he needs
got
less
5
than
games.
So less than 90 yards a game. He can.
My man is averaging he's got a lot of man. He's cooking. He's cooking. I mean, he's put up 100 plus a couple of games. Could hit that 1,000 yards. He's actually, funny enough, he's only 3 yards away from a career season. 3 yards away from a career season, bro. So he's gonna hit that career number when we come back against Seattle. So shout out to Deontay Foreman, man. He's balling. I love what he's doing, man. Love what he's doing. And I was gonna look up that yards after contact. Let me see if I can find that real quick. By position. See if I can find that yards after contact number. Rushing grades for running backs.
Yeah, somebody said if he hits 1K, he's walking. Yeah, that'll be unfortunate. But yeah, the bill's going to go up if he busts 1K. I can tell you that right now. The price is going to go up.
Yes. Yeah, he's not second in total yards after contact. He is up there though when it comes to average. I've got to play with the numbers because there's some guys showing up that don't have many carries, so I've got to eliminate those guys. I don't have time to do all that, but he is up there. He's up there in yards after contact. He's a beast. All right, so next up we have, who do I have next? JC. Again, we talked about all these guys got challenged. JC played like a number one cornerback. He shut down Sutton, and again, the Broncos don't have the best wide receivers. And on this day, he was better than Surtain. We talked about last week how Surtain is better overall. But Sunday, JC was the better man. So shout out to JC Horn. I think he only gave up like 30 some yards. Let me double check. Coverage matchups. 35 yards. So he gave up 35 yards on 2 receptions. And both of those were against Sutton. So he gave up a long of 19 yards and 2 first downs. So he still had a great game. That was much better than Surtain. Surtain got ravaged by DJ Moore. And so ravaged. JC Horn had a better game. So shout out to JC Horn, man. He won that day. He
Sure did, man. Shout out to him, bro. He had a phenomenal day. Sutton had his moments too, but the times where he had his moments, most of the time it was against Henderson.
Yep. Shout out to JC. Let's move on. Rookie report. Icky, he only gave up 1 hurry. Again, the run game, that's where his grade got dropped down. Brandon Smith played 10 snaps, grade of 43, had 1 tackle. Amari Barno played 11 snaps, grade of 57.3, had 1 hurry. Cade Mays playing those fullback snaps, bro.
Fullback, bro.
He played some fullback, and nothing excites me more to seeing Cade Mays play fullback, bro. He was, man. It's really creative. It's not rocket science, but it's creative. Something we haven't seen. That's probably why Reese is inactive, right? I talked about that with Chris on Charlotte Vibe on the pre-show. And if y'all not familiar, man, let me do a quick shout out to Chris. Chris from Charlotte Vibe is a credential. He's credential media. He's invited me to come on his show every Sunday for the home games. I do a pregame show with them. We go on at 11 o'clock. So please come support that. I need to see 100 plus people in that pregame show every week. It's fun. They do a lot of good time. We had fun last week, man. We had a blast. So please continue to support that. Go over to Chris from Charlotte Vibe, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, good people over there, man. Maybe one day I'll get to do an interview with them. But we'll see. But shout out to Cade Mays again. Came in as that extra meat. Pause. When we need to move some bodies. You saw Cade Mays and Cam Irving come out there and move some cats, and especially when he came in on fullback as well. So shout out to Cade Mays getting some valuable playing time, and then Marquand McCall, had 7 snaps and 1 tackle, man. Shout out to T Holiday, said JC playing with attitude. Now I likes. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Shout out to JC Horn, man. All right, so that's the rookie report. Dave, NFC South rankings. All right, let's sit back. Let's have a quick discussion on this, right? Dave, we're right here in the thick of it, right? It's all is not lost. Nope. We're gonna be game and a half, 2 games behind, and everybody else lost this week. Tampa lost, Atlanta lost. New Orleans lost. New Orleans is not a good team. They're not good.
I need them to be good next week. You know why?
Why is that, Dave?
They play the Bucs on Monday Night Football next week.
Yeah, they typically play the Bucs well.
Yeah,
they do typically
play the Bucs well. Next week.
So Davis right. The Bucs and New Orleans play each other, and that's going to be one of them got to lose, right? So that's a positive. I think the Falcons, they have a tough matchup. I forgot who they play next week. But they got a pretty tough matchup.
Let's see.
They have the Steelers. The Steelers next week in Atlanta. Steelers, not playing the best football. So we'll see if the Steelers can help us out. We are on bye.
Steelers are playing pretty damn good. The Steelers are playing some pretty damn good football right now. They're beating up on the Colts. But the Colts ain't that good either. So it's all about perspective.
Yeah, and we're chilling. We got a bye coming up. So we can't lose because we're not playing. But we are in the thick of this, Dave. We are right in the thick of this. And Dave, let's talk to the Tank Truthers for a second.
I've already talked to them all day on Twitter. I gave a history lesson about what happened in 2010. Like I look, man. I've reached the point. I understand why folks want to take, but at the same time, everybody doesn't know who's going to be good coming out of this draft. Nobody knows who's going to be good coming out of this draft. We're assuming that these folks are going to be good. Players go to teams based on, and then the pieces around them is going to benefit of what matters. And all you got to do is look at Geno Smith. Geno Smith got drafted to a mess. Then he got out of the mess. He finally got his opportunity in New York. Racism happened. Then it didn't work out. Then he got punched by his teammate. And then he finally got to Seattle. And now he looks like a freaking pretty good quarterback. So you can't, it's all about the pieces you put around the guy. Like, Trevor Lawrence finally looks like the guy that everybody claims that was going to be off the gate this week against the Ravens. Justin Fields looks like he's legit. Zach Wilson might not play another down for the Jets again. And he went 2 overall. Trey Lance hasn't really played too much for San Francisco. He went 3 overall. And depending on who you ask in Patriots country, they want Bailey Zappi. So you don't know. We're making all these assumptions. We don't know. You let it fall as it's made, bro. And the guy was like, yeah, let's go talk about the present. I was like, all right, let's talk about the present. The Rams won a Super Bowl last year because I put the tweet saying, name one team that won a Super Bowl going with the tank job. I'll wait. It was like, well, we need to talk about the present. I was like, all right, let's talk about the present. The Rams won the Super Bowl last year with Matthew Stafford. Yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick, but he wasn't the number 1 overall pick from LA. He was the number 1 overall pick in Detroit. Detroit, he didn't win a playoff game until he went to LA. His first playoff win happened in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Then, and by the way, the year before that, Tom Brady showed up to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl with them. Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the top 5 pick. Josh Allen wasn't in the top 5 pick. Lamar Jackson wasn't in the top 5 pick.
Yeah.
There's better ways to do it.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that boggles my mind, right? We're going to talk about Steve Wilkes in a second. But you can't, how can you, and I asked this question on Twitter, how can you actively cheer and want Steve Wilkes to be our next head coach? I like Steve Wilkes is what they say. But then cheer for the tank. That's give me oxymoron vibes. It's not possible.
Fam,
you can't have
if you guys want Steve Wilkes to have the head coaching job, you want that man to win as many games as possible. And I'm going to go in and say this right now. If Steve Wilkes somehow finds a way to get 5 wins in 12 games, he's going to be our head coach. I think that's going to be enough. I think that's going to be enough, bro. I really do. That's going to be enough. That's going to be enough. I think they're going to take the interim tag off of him. He's going to be our head coach next year.
I don't know what I need to do to get it through people's heads, bro. Listen, I'm going to cheer for the squad to win no matter what. People say, oh, the Panthers can't even tank right. Yo, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as Nick Dudes is not going to tank, yo. It's not happening.
It doesn't work.
There's some teams that tried it, and just because you get a top pick, a top quarterback, does not mean you're going to win. Now, let me say this. I do think that this squad is kind of set up for a young quarterback to come up here and be successful, right? We've got an offensive line, and if we can get all those guys back, you're developing some sort of consistency. So it's not like in years past where we're drafting a quarterback and put them behind a terrible offensive line. That's not the case this year, right? I do think this team is kind of set up to be successful, right? Maybe you add a couple. I still think we need some help on defense. Still need a linebacker, still need another edge rusher. Some pieces need to be moved. But this team is not bad. But that's the sweet spot, right? When you're picking 8 or 9 or 10, and then you pick a quarterback, that's when you straight. That's when you good.
So let's talk about this. They were like Dolphins with Tua. I know Dolphins fans that was trying to tank for Tua. They thought that Tua was worth a number 1 overall pick coming into the season. And it was tank for Tua. Flores was a coach. Flores wasn't having that shit. And they ended up winning enough games so they couldn't get Tua. And they ended up getting Tua anyway. Sometimes it just works out. Now, I think sometimes. Bryce Young, sometimes it just works out. But you can't predict it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. We might already have our franchise quarterback on the roster. You just don't know. He might be chilling right there. You just don't know. It's a guessing could game. Be it.
Again, and we just don't know. And it just if we somehow magically end up with a Stroud or a Bryce Young, which one quarterback falls every single year, somebody falls. They didn't think Justin Fields was going to be that. Didn't think he was going to fall. He fell to pick 9. Or no, whatever, he fell 12, didn't he? 12, whatever it was. He fell, right? Lamar Jackson fell. Mahomes fell. Allen, all these guys were picked in the 10 to 12 range. So if you want to pick, and if you feel that much, if you feel that good about a quarterback, trade up and get him. Nobody's going to complain if it pans out. But for us to sit up and complain about not getting a quarterback in the top because we're picking number 1 overall, it's crazy to me. It's wild, bro. It's wild.
And the thing is, you don't know if it's gonna work out or not. Could you imagine? Bro, if Trey Lance doesn't work out, who's getting fired in San Francisco? Because somebody got to get fired. It just has to happen. It's just like the circle of life. We on this Lion King shit now. It's gonna have to happen.
Carson, bro, there's probably more busts picked higher than that. Top 1 through 10.
No, stop. No, stop. Stop. No, put that comment back up. Put that comment back up.
Go easy on Carson. That's my guy, man. Go easy on Carson.
Nah, Carson's my guy too. But all I'm gonna say is this: we out here talking about all the busts in that range. Shit, we got 2 of them depending on who you ask, we got 2 of them on our roster right now. We got Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall pick. Sam Darnold, number 3 overall pick. On our roster right now from the same draft. And you know who was in that draft later in that draft? Josh Allen went 7th. 7th. What pick are we? What pick are we again? Mark. Rashad. We're 6th. Josh Allen went 7th. Lamar Jackson went 32nd. Josh Rosen went 10 though. But, Sam went 3. Baker went 1. This is the 2018 draft. So my point is that you don't know, man. We're all guessing. Y'all have no idea. But I think it ultimately matters about what you put around the quarterback too, and whether or not they're a fit for the system that you have. A lot of folks are fans of Will Levis. Will Levis might actually fit our system. We don't know. We don't know how the coaching staff's going to feel. We don't know what the GM's going to think about him. He might actually fit what we do. And he might be sitting there when we're going to be at in the draft standings. Because we're not going to be we're not going to be 4-13. I just want to go ahead and give you guys that news flash right now. The way this team's playing, there's no way we'll be 4-13. We'll probably end up being 8 wins will win the division. 8-9 will do it.
I think 8-9 will do it. We got
8-9 will win it. 8 or 9 will do it.
We gotta get a lot of these W's coming up. But all right, so let's. I just want to talk to the tank truthers for a second. because again, it doesn't always work out, right? Just because you pick high and you get a quarterback, he mean he's gonna save you. I mean, look at Trevor Lawrence. I know he got a big win yesterday, but bro, that's few and far between.
That was
for
the
the
best.
wins he's got.
That was the best. That was the best we've seen him.
You gotta have a team, bro, and you gotta have good coordinators and good coaches. And we'll hold that thought and talk about Wilkes in a second. But that's currently where we stand in the NFC South. We're in range to potentially make the playoffs, and y'all worried about tanking. Excuse me,
bro.
It's just crazy.
Let's name the teams. You tell me W or L. I'm not going to name them in any particular order. I just know the last 5 teams that we got. I know the 5 teams.
Go in the schedule. Go in order, bro. Go in order.
Hold on. Let me pull it up. All right, let's go in order, shall we? All right, we got the bye. The first game out of the bye is the Seahawks at the Seahawks.
That's
win or loss, guys.
I'm gonna go L on that one.
Yeah, I could see us finding a way to win it, but it's gonna be tough beating them in Seattle. We only won 1 game in Seattle, so I could see us doing it. But you know, it all depends on how everything falls in regards to that. All right, the next game we're gonna be at home against the Steelers.
W.
That's a W, unless they change it, unless they figure it out. Steelers is a W in my eyes. All right, we'll give folks a second to think about the Steelers real quick. Now, Seattle's tough. I'm not denying that,
yes,
but I don't think it's impossible to win. I think if we come in there with a good game plan, and they got to win a road game, they haven't won one, so they need to make this happen. By the way, just so you guys, if you haven't realized yet, Steve Wilkes is undefeated at home. Something that Matt Rhule didn't win more than, put it in perspective, Matt Rhule didn't win more than 2 games in a season at home.
Bro, that's crazy, yo. And
Wilkes has already won 3.
Yo,
Wilkes
that is
has already
nuts.
won 3.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, Dave. We'll get to Wilkes in a second.
So like
keep going the schedule.
All right, so we got Pittsburgh at home, then we got Detroit at home on Christmas Eve.
2 W's. Like you said, Dave, we undefeated at home. We're gonna keep rolling with it. W.
All right, and then we gotta go to Tampa Bay.
W.
All right, and then we close out against the Saints. The Saints could be in a state of
W.
The season's over. So we only need 4 wins.
All W's. Bro, I think the toughest game I think the 2 toughest games are going to be Tampa
and Seattle.
And Seattle.
Seattle.
If we can steal that Seattle game, changes everything, bro. It changes everything. Because I think you're going to get a different team. They're going to be feeling themselves, bro. And when you're confident, you start to put a couple. It's not about how you played the first 3 weeks. And Dave, who is Steve Wilkes a disciple of?
Ron Rivera. You know what Ron Rivera likes to do?
You remember what happened?
He's the December man.
In December, Ron Rivera's teams were great. They were great in December. Yo. So listen, when all it takes is for a team to get hot, bro. All it takes is a team to get hot in December, and everything could change. Now, I'm not calling it. I'm not saying it's likely to happen.
But
I'm not trying to. It's plausible, and I'm not trying to rile the fan base up to say, "Yo, we're gonna do it." I think you have to guard your heart, okay? Don't get hurt by this squad. Protect your heart. I'm gonna tell you something
right now, bro. If we mess around and beat Seattle in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be on this damn podcast talking all my shit.
You about to start potting, yo?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad if they mess around and beat Seattle in 2 weeks, bruh. It's gonna be a tough show because it's gonna be because at that point we got a legitimate shot to win the last 5 games of the year. And we could end the season with a 6-game winning streak. Because if we beat Seattle, that's the toughest. Like, Tampa doesn't scare me right now. Like, it's very possible that when we play Tampa, Wirfs will not be back. So, like, their offensive line is, like, devastated right now from that standpoint. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, we'll see. But, again, I think we can – the schedule isn't – and, again, if you look at Tampa right now at the top of the division. They have a tough schedule, bro. Let me pull hers up. I looked at
I'm
it
about to
earlier.
pull it up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right now. I mean, they got
They
the
got
Saints,
the Saints. Yeah,
at the 49ers,
that's an L.
home against the Bengals,
That's an L.
at the Cardinals. They could probably win that game.
They could probably beat it. That's on Christmas too. On Christmas Day. Dang, that's terrible.
Yep. That's on a Saturday. That's Saturday Night Football right there. Is that Saturday night? Or maybe that's Monday night. I have to check. Either way.
It's Monday night.
No, that's Sunday. No, we're playing Saturday night. Yeah, that's Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah.
We're playing Saturday night on the 24th. Then we got the Bucks game against the Panthers at Tampa. And then they close out against the Falcons. So they could lose against the 49ers and the Bengals. That's 2 L's right there. They could mess around and lose next week.
Bro, and they don't have Wirfs. Like, I don't think y'all understand how big of a deal that is. Wirfs is like the top, like the best right tackle in the game, bro. He's up there. Top 5 easily. Top 3, probably top 2 right tackles in the league. And without him, bro, and Tom Brady don't like pressure, yo. He's not the same dude. He's not the same dude.
He doesn't. And it looks like the coaching staff is like floundering too. When you talk about all the discussion points about who's who in the zoo from the standpoint of the way that everybody's arguing about who's to blame of all these losses. Now the Falcons, they got the Steelers at home, at the Saints, at the Ravens, the Cardinals at home, and then they play the Bucks in the final game of the season. So they got 2 L's coming to them. They got 2 L's coming to them probably. Maybe 3.
I think more than that. And then you got to look at the Saints. I got the Saints schedule up now. They got the Bucks, obviously, and then the Falcons again. So the teams are going to start canceling themselves out here in the NFC South.
And they got to play Cleveland with Deshaun Watson.
Cleveland with
and
Watson,
the
Eagles, and then us.
Sheesh.
Bro, yeah, they got it. And they're not playing good football right now. They are not a good team. And they want Dennis Allen gone immediately. So the Saints, like, if you look at the trends, right? If you look at the trends of where teams are going, we have the best trajectory. But I don't want us to get too happy and too overconfident because we did just play a pretty bad Broncos team. Let's be real here. Broncos aren't that good of a team, right? So I don't want us to. Point.
But all right, I'm gonna ask you this question, and then I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna give you a quick factoid about this whole situation. If Matt Rhule was the head coach, would we have won that game yesterday?
No.
That's my point.
I don't think we would have won anything.
That's my point. So all you tankers should have just asked for Matt Rhule to stay instead of him recouping his money in Nebraska. Instead of 10% of money in Nebraska. But I say all that to say bad teams lose the bad teams.
Yeah,
you follow me?
True.
Bad teams lose the bad teams. Like, that Cleveland loss was brutal because we should have won that one. Cleveland just got their 4th win yesterday, too. You follow me? We had a chance to beat the Giants. Should have won the first Falcons game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had some legitimately missed opportunities here. All right? 8-9 is going to win the division, bro.
That's enough.
I'm standing by that.
Yeah, it's enough.
8-9 is going to win the division. 7-10 might, but I think if we get to 8 wins, we can win the division. I truly believe that, especially if those 4 wins have Tampa. If it has Tampa and New Orleans in it, we absolutely can win the division at 8-9 because we will own the tiebreakers. So, but that's my point, bro. Rhule wouldn't have won those games. That's my point. He wouldn't have won those games. He wouldn't have beat those bad teams. He wouldn't have beat Tampa Bay. That's my point. He never beat Tampa Bay. That's the other thing nobody talks about. Wilkes already did something that man's never done. The 2 years that Rhule was here, he lost to Tampa Bay each time he tried. He never beat him. So we'll see, man. Every win, we go up in the draft standings. So I enjoyed the mock draft Monday, by the way, today.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't watched it, y'all should definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting one to watch, especially with no quarterback, or with a quarterback not taken in the first round. It's interesting watch. You know what I'm saying? So it could just kind of shapes how we could move forward without drafting the quarterback. So, but yeah,
my man Rhule would have been 1-31 with 17 points when the other scored 17 points or more. Like we would have still been rolling with that streak, bro.
I don't no update on Ioannidis, but I think we should be getting healthy too. That's the crazy part too. We're not even healthy yet. We got a lot of guys still out nursing injuries, which should be, should all be returning after the bye week. So shout out again. I think we're on our way. Again, we just got to string together a couple of wins, man. All right, real quick, Dave. Let's move along real quick. We got to hit the Wilkes on meter, Dave. I haven't changed yet. I'm gonna update it live. I'm gonna update you live, Dave. Where you at? Where you at, Dave?
Higher.
Dave.
Right there. Start right now. A little lower. Just a little lower. A little bit more. Bruh, he's close to getting this job, man. He's close. Right. He's closer than everybody realizes.
So here's
I know Denver's not that good. I get it. I understand. Worst offense in the NFL. Got it. But I'm reminded that we've played worst offense in the NFL and gotten destroyed. I said that the man wins a game out of division, he was going to jump up my meter. I'm a man of my word. He did what he was supposed to do. I don't give a damn how bad the team is. He did what he was supposed to do because I know that the previous head coach wouldn't have done what he did yesterday. I know that for a fact. Because I've seen it.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do.
I've seen our former head coach lose to Joe Judge.
I'm moving mine up a little bit. That's where I am. That's where I'm going to keep mine. And here's why, Dave. Here's why. Okay. So when the game plan goes well, awesome. And here's I do cut him some slack, right? Because he's working with guys that he did not hire. So I get it. I think the biggest thing around keeping Wilkes is trying to understand who the hell his offensive coordinator is going to be. That's the biggest question mark. Because if you end up with a guy like Byron Leftwich or something like that, awesome. If not,
or Pep Hamilton, because it looks like he's gonna be available very soon.
Yeah. So the biggest thing with me is, can we win a game when we're not rushing 46 times and getting 100, almost 200 yards rushing? And that has yet to be proven. When it goes well, it goes well. And when you're able to impose your will on teams like that and get off W's, then you made it. But we haven't proven to do that every week. So I need to see us. If Seattle's gonna be that's gonna be a good one to watch, right? Can we win when the running game isn't going that well, and you got to put the ball in the quarterback's hands, and he's got to throw it 25 times instead of 19? That's the question. Or 30 times.
Here's my argument. Here's my refute to that. Your identity is your identity. Every team has one, or you hope they would. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Like, your identity is your identity, bro. Like, let's use the Packers as an example. The Green Bay Packers last season was dependent on Aaron Rodgers. He's dependent on Aaron Rodgers to be able to sling that thing wherever he needs to sling it. Pause, right? Man. Come on, Dave. Super pause. Jeez. But the team went as far as Rodgers went. So then the playoffs happen. Rodgers has a rough day in the office. Rodgers ain't able to do what he's supposed to do. Sometimes that happens, bro. You are who you are. Sometimes your game plan doesn't work out. But I think the biggest difference between Wilkes and who we just had previously is that he knows what his team is supposed to be. And there's no excuse about the expectation. I'm not concerned that I think out of all the games, there was only one game I can give him heat on for not having his team prepared to win, and that was the Cincinnati game. I'm not going to kill him for the Rams game because the man got the job midweek.
Yeah.
And the Ravens game, he had a plan, but his quarterback didn't. And he fixed that immediately the following week. So I'm not. He don't call nobody. He doesn't have an issue calling the shots and letting folks know when they screwing up. Bro, this is what we need, bro.
A lot of positives, bro. A lot of positives.
And even Al Michaels co-signed this man on Thursday night. When Al Michaels was like, yo, man, he looks like a head coach. Like, I was like, yeah, he looks like a head coach.
He walks like it, talks like it.
Fam.
Yeah, he's the guy. So, but again, and I see a lot of what y'all are saying in the chat about my comment regarding we can't win with these quarterbacks. Yeah, you're right. I agree with y'all. But what if he does? Like, what if he can coach?
Yo,
that's my thing.
Dog, that's the thing.
Like, isn't that what you would want? Like, I get that he can't. I get it. He didn't choose any of these guys. But how? Like, can you imagine? Like him?
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand what the hell he walked into. This man just came back. All right, the guy was here during the Rivera era. He was here when we were 3-8 and had to win the last 4 to win the division and get into the playoffs. And we won a playoff game that year. He was here for that. He was a coordinator for that. He was assistant coach for that. So he was here for that. He left to become that head coach in Arizona, never came back. Matt Rhule shows up. He walks in here, never coached any of the quarterbacks that's on that roster. He never coached P.J. Walker. I think he might have been in Cleveland when Baker was there, though. But he was a defensive guy, so it wasn't so he might have been there with Baker. Which makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, no, it was why he's on the bench now.
Makes it more interesting now, doesn't it? So he never coached Sam, and he had to go in here and assess what it was. You know what I'm saying? He had to assess what it was. He couldn't replace the entire staff. He had to let some guys go. He had to roll with the bulk of the staff that he has. He had to roll with the roster that he's got mid-season from a 1-4 team. And this man damn near has us in a damn hunt to make the playoffs, dude. Like, that dude, like, if Rhule was still here, we might have 2 wins.
I agree.
Might have 2. Now, so the Tankers would be thrilled. But I wouldn't be. Because I'll be sitting here frustrated week to week. Rashad wouldn't be doing no more charts.
Nah.
We would figure out how to get the phone lines to work again.
Facts.
And we'll be having y'all cats calling in.
Facts.
So maybe that's what y'all want.
We still got to do that.
No, I know. I still haven't called my boy yet. I'm going to call him. But that being said, my point is he's changed the attitude of this franchise in a span of a month.
I think he just brought back what we were. Like, he didn't. He knows it. He knows that he knows us, man. He knows what we have an identity. Like, when was the last time we could say that? Like, we have an identity.
I said this on Twitter, and I know we got to go back to the super chat.
Yeah, we got to go back, bring that back up.
Yeah, we will. I said this on Twitter. He don't have to run a table. If he wins the division, he's the coach of the year. There's no debate. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If he walks out of here and I'm seeing my boys play after January 8th, he wins the division. He wins coach of the year. Not a doubt in my mind. Now, shout out to the super chat.
Yeah, so T. Holiday says, oh, my fault. Go ahead, Dave.
Now, you got it.
So T. Holiday says, not only did we have the worst head coach, we also had the worst coaching staff, and keep Wilkes and let him bring his staff and he's working with. The staff he's working with is trash. Yeah, I agree with you. And we're going to talk about that staff in just a second. Wilkes knows what keep pounding means. Agreed. Shout out to Noli, who was at the game with me this week or yesterday. We had a blast, man. But yeah, man, I agree. But I love it. I'm supportive of Wilkes. I get it. Like I said, I just want to see him be able to adjust. I want him to not be able to. I don't want to see that Ron Rivera creep in because I know he's a Ron disciple. I want him to be better where Ron was, right? Some of the deficiencies that Ron had, the lack of adjustment, stuff like that.
He's a better game manager. I can tell you that right now. He manages the clock way better than Ron ever did.
Yeah, they actually used the timeouts. I was happy about that this week. On Sunday.
I want to respond to this.
They actually used the timeouts. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, you're right. I said that, but that's not the only thing I said. I also said I want to see them actually be competitive outside of the division. And they did that in the last 2 weeks. Because we had a shot until midway through the fourth quarter to beat the Ravens last week, bro. We were tied midway through the fourth quarter against Lamar Jackson. He had an outstanding game plan against Lamar Jackson last week. And I don't think it's not talked about enough. And don't worry, there's reports already out saying that Tepper is impressed with what he's seeing so far. So he might actually legitimately get this shit.
This isn't rocket science, bro. Like, how could you not be impressed with? I mean, dog, truth be told, the stadium was packed. It was a lot of people in the stadium, and it was a lot of Panthers fans in that zone. There was a lot of orange in there too, but it was a lot of Panthers fans in that zone. So, you know, I think we starting to get a little Panthers fans are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Guys are playing better. So I think we'll see. But shout out to Will. I don't spend too much time on Wilkes. We'll continue to watch this. Again, like I said, he's got it. It's his to lose at this point. He's got to keep his guys going. And let's talk about this other guy though, real quick. Here's a draft order, picking 6. We already did mock draft Monday, so y'all know what that is. Real quick. We need to give a shout out to the other Patreons. It's late too. Shout out to all the Patreon members.
350 people. We got 350 people running. We good.
Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Check us out on Patreon. Want to support the channel out even further. Shout out to the MVPs. I have not heard back from Big O yet. I got to reach out to the next person in line. Did not do that. My bad. Been busy. Thanksgiving, all that stuff. I'll reach out to the next person in line, and you will get the Steelers ticket. So hang tight. Franchise players, appreciate y'all, and free agents, we appreciate y'all as well. And man, support us.
Shout out, by the way, shout out to T. Wells. He just upgraded to MVP.
Shout out to T. Wells, my guy. Shout out to T. Wells. Mm-hmm. All right, Underdog Fantasy, Dave. Let me run this real quick.
Yeah, get it popping
real quick.
What's going on, guys? This is Dave from PNP, and I'm here to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. I just want to remind you that's the easiest place to play. There ain't too many places where you can win 20 times your money in the same night, utilizing higher lowers in the Pick'em game. And now they have Pick'em Insurance, where while you won't win the same amount of money that you did before, you can miss one and still bring home some money. So if you do it 3 times, you could potentially still get your money back if you end up missing one. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up today and use the code PNP when you do. And the $100 deposit match still stands. Underdog Fantasy.
Shout out to Underdog, man. Go over there, sign up, use that code PNP. We appreciate y'all support over at Underdog Fantasy.
Absolutely. Get some of that World Cup popping too, man. They out here, they doing the higher lows for World Cup. I still haven't watched the game yet, bro.
I watched a little bit over Thanksgiving. A couple of games I was watching.
I want to try to
see USA plays tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Right?
Big game too. They got to win to survive.
Yeah, win or go.
Tie ain't gonna fly.
Crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule gets hired by Nebraska, and he goes out there and gives the same damn sermon he gave us when we hired him. I saw the clip. Sounded eerily familiar.
Fam, I've come to the conclusion that he's just good at this shit, bro. He's elite level when it comes to the opening speech. He's elite level when it comes to that shit, yo. And he knows how to get the right type of crowd in front of him too. Because I know when the Panthers, when he signed with the Panthers, they had the Roaring Riot out there, they had the bass out there, they had the fan base out there. They had the whole 9 with all this hope and dreams, man. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Now, Nebraska's interesting because I actually was on a Twitter Spaces with a bunch of college football folks about this, and a lot of people feel like he could really succeed there in Nebraska. I don't know, man. I think he's gonna be able to do some damage, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard because they're in the Big Ten now, right?
Yeah, Big Ten. They're in the Big Ten, but they're not in the same division as Ohio State.
So they could potentially still get on the other end and win the whole 9. They could get in the other end. But it's going to be different once you have UCLA and USC, depending on which side they're going to be on. So it's still going to be hard once they join. But he's going to have time. That man signed an 8-year deal. Fam.
Yeah,
this dude out here signed these long-ass deals, bro.
So, yeah, who's going to the Big Ten again? I forgot.
USC and UCLA.
Oh, yeah, because they're probably going to be in the West End. So that's because Big Ten is set up between, I think it's East and West. And
yes.
Yeah, that's not going to be, East and West division. So East division is Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Maryland, Michigan State, Indiana, Rutgers. Well, that's And then West Division is Purdue, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Northwestern. But the thing about it, so fam, Iowa they're typically tough year in year out. They didn't have as good as
Wisconsin has their moments too.
Wisconsin is typically tough, but they neither one of those teams were really good. Purdue was the best team in the West this year. That's a little weird, but they don't have to deal. I say all that to say they don't have to deal with Michigan, Ohio State like that. He can kind of finagle his way into that Big Ten the Big Ten championship game and potentially win. But like you're bringing up a great point, Dave, that when USC joins, that's going to be
and UCLA. Ain't gonna be fun.
That's not gonna be fun, especially the way USC is playing right now. USC about to be in it if they can win the Pac-12, they about to be in the tournament. So we'll see. But yeah, it's interesting with this cat, man. The crazy thing is, Dave, is that he's bringing a lot of his guys with him. So Terrence Knighton, our defensive line coach, was hired. He left with Rhule. Just left today, I believe. Corey Campbell, assistant strength and conditioning coach, also left. So he's going to be taking some of these guys with him. Not a bad thing, right? I'm not nope. Mad at this at all. It's like Steve Wilkes said. He addressed it. He said it's a part of the business. In fact, I love it. Let's get some more NFL guys back in here. But yeah, so Terrence Knighton leaving, Corey Campbell leaving, and these are the guys that they haven't left yet, but they have ties to Matt Rhule and could leave. So Jeff Nixon, I'm surprised he hasn't taken off yet, but he's assistant head coach and he's only, I guess, an offensive assistant. He hasn't left yet. Mike Ciravo, defensive run game coordinator. All these guys have ties to Matt Rhule and could potentially leave at any point. I know, Dave, you said you got the details, but this man has a really big assistant coach budget, right? I think it's like $7 million.
$7 million.
That's why you're seeing a lot of these guys going to pick up and leave because they're about to get a bag. And listen, that daggone college money, when those boosters boost, it's different. It's a different kind of money. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I think all these guys are going to leave. I can't say that these guys bring anything, particularly great to the game. I'm not in the office, so I don't know. I'm not practicing with them, so I can't say how the players will react. But I would prefer. We have to start looking at who Wilkes had on his old staff to and see if he's going to bring some of those guys back with him when he has the opportunity, and if he's hired as the head coach. So, please.
Let's talk about Matt Rhule's contract real quick.
Let's go ahead.
So for those who don't know, when we let Matt Rhule go, we are responsible for the remainder of his deal unless he gets a job, and that will offset it. So there's two ways that this could go. Either the new school, the new job will just pay him what he's going to pay, and the Panthers don't have to pay that, only has to pay the delta. So for example, if we were scheduled to pay him $8 million a year, $8.5 million a year, and Nebraska says, we're only going to pay him $5.5 million for the first year, that means we're going to have to pay him that $3 million to make him whole to that $8.5 million. So until he makes more than $8.5 million, we're going to have to pay the tab, the delta of the tab. So the way that the contract is structured, the next 4 years, we're going to have to pay a portion of his deal. Because the first year, for one, let's be clear, we have to pay the remaining of his salary for this season. We got to pay him the full bore. He's making $8.5 million a year. So we got to pay the full bore for this season after we let him go. But for next season, we're going to pay him $3 million. The following season, we're going to pay him $2 million. The season after that, we're going to pay him $1 million. And then the fourth season, the fourth year of his Nebraska deal, we don't have to pay him anything because he's going to be making as much as he made for us in Carolina. So then the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th year, he's going to make $10 million, $11.5 million, $12 million, and $12.5 million in his final 4 years. He signed an 8-year deal with Nebraska. So but it's better than having to pay him $40 million. because we owed him $40 million. So there's situations where the offset happens, or they could have came to an agreement with Nebraska. We don't know which way it went, but the bottom line is we're going to have to pay him $6 million over the next 3 years and the remainder of his deal for this season. Okay? So we kind of got out all right, considering the circumstances. Because if I was Nebraska, I would have charged him. I would have offered him $1 for the first 3 years until we had to pay the tab. Until they had to pay the tab and then front load him. So there you go.
Yeah,
I think for me, here's my biggest beef. For me, I feel like it's a matter of the state of Nebraska is bailing out a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's
this is how contracts work, fam. That's just smart. The contract was constructed in a manner that helps. I mean, that's the way it's designed. Like, that's just smart. It's good business. Ain't about bailing out.
Well, nah, but either
you
way,
gotta have exits in any contract, bro.
Oh no, I'm with it, but it works out in the grand scheme of things for Carolina. They don't have to pay the whole $40 million bill. Like when I saw my man doing this little media run, I said, "Oh yeah, he about to get this. He about to get a job."
Man, it's just a matter of man. Do you want me to pod? Are we ready to pod?
Yeah, you can pod. We're an hour and a half. Over an hour and a half.
All right. So here's the thing about Matt Rhule, man, and great guy, wonderful guy, right? Listen, this man is out here conning these teams, bro. Like, I don't know who his agent is, but he isn't that great.
Yo, that is awesome.
Yo, Matt Rhule is not a great head coach. I don't care. You could bring up he turned around Temple. He turned around Baylor. Cool. Fair enough. He ain't won nothing. He hasn't won anything. He's 1-2 in bowl games. And as soon as his teams get somewhat good, the man bolts. He leaves. Why would you want that? As soon as these teams get somewhat decent, he leaves. He leaves and goes to the better job. That's not the type of person I want coaching my squad. That's going to bolt at any opportunity he gets when his teams get turned around. Right? I guess now he's where he wants to be in Nebraska, so he's going to chill there. But their team, listen, he's not that great.
No.
He's going to the Big Ten. He's going to the Big Ten where he's going to struggle, bro. And, okay, you give him his 3 years. I guarantee you they might be a winning team. They might have a winning record, sure. But they ain't going to no playoff. Even if that joint expand, they not going to a playoff, B. Not in that division. Not in that conference.
I disagree. The agent of the year is Deshaun Watson agent, and it's not even close, bro. Got that man a fully guaranteed deal in Cleveland. Not even close. And by the way, Deshaun Watson returns next week against the Texans. You can't plan the shit better, bro. You can't. But nah, this is probably the last time we talk about Matt Rhule for a very, very long time. Very, very long time, if at all. This is it. We don't have to talk about him anymore. We're probably like missing him to compare him with Wilkes.
This is the last time I'm talking about this dude. I'm done talking about Matt Rhule.
All I'm gonna say is this: I told y'all.
You did.
I told y'all.
We can pull up the film. We definitely had the debate.
Y'all.
As soon as it was hired, they wanted him fired like immediately.
Told y'all. I told y'all. Y'all listen to me someday. I told y'all.
But yeah, man, he's not built for the NFL. Good for him though that he's back in college. I do think that's where he's going to be successful.
Like you said, bro, nice guy. I didn't have an issue with the person. I had an issue with and I don't want folks to think it was just about the fact that I just hated Matt Rhule. I hated the concept of hiring a college quarterback, a college coach.
Same.
That was my beef. Same. It had not if it could have been any college coach. You could have named Lincoln Riley, Urban Meyer, any of them. I would have been against it.
Same.
Would have been against it. So I don't want you guys to think it was about Matt Rhule. It was just about the fact that he was a college coach. I had no interest. None. Period. Just didn't have no interest. So that's where I'm at. So I mean, y'all can go with the granularities about whether or not you think he's fake and how he acted when he was there. But for me, the hiring for me was all about the fact that we were bringing a guy in that really didn't have no real NFL experience. Not long enough for me to think that he deserved a head coaching opportunity in the league. That's just how I felt. So.
Yeah. And, he's going to be able to control the team. Control the team the way he wants to control them. In college, it's going to work that way. You're talking to kids now, not grown men. So, it may work out for him. We'll see. But I could care less. More power to him. Good luck in the Big Ten. It's going to be tough sledding. You're not going to be good until year 3, Nebraska. So hang tight. Hang in there. Because year 3 is when it's supposed to turn around.
No, man. It takes 7 years, right?
Yeah. He's got 8 years to do it, too.
Maybe he's not a nice guy. But either way, my point was I didn't want a college coach. I just didn't want a college coach.
All right, we done. I feel you, Isaiah. I feel you. Let's get him out. I feel you, dog. Hey, I'm with you. I feel you. Yeah, that's funny. I feel you.
Oh wait, Doc. All right, touche, Jared. Touche. The way you view Russell Wilson personality is how I feel. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. Fair enough. I'm not. I still never wanted him as the coach. Never wanted him as the coach. And it had nothing to do with personality. It had everything to do with the fact that he was a college coach, and he didn't really. For me, I needed somebody with NFL experience. Like you were replacing a guy that won 3 straight division titles and took us to a Super Bowl, had our best record in franchise history at 15-1, with a guy that had minimal NFL experience. That was my beef, and nothing. Then he was a college coach. A college coach that you knew when you bring him in, he's going to have all this control. Because they're going to try to make it as close to college as possible. That's a dangerous proposition. That's why I wasn't a fan of it. Had nothing to do with the person, had everything to do with the fact he was a college coach. So.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
All right, Dave. I think we gave him a lot of time, almost 2 hours, man. So we're going to get up out of here. I don't know oh yeah, no.
There's a bye. We need to do a round. Yeah. We need to get the Avengers.
We should do an Avengers roundtable. We should. I may put out the cat signal. See if we can get some folk for a roundtable. This Sunday is probably gonna be tough. It might have to be Saturday. Just because Sunday I got stuff to do.
No, that's fine. It's whatever.
But yeah, man. No, that's a good idea, Dave. Good idea, Mike. We got the cat signal. See what we can do.
Yeah, we gotta get him up. All I'm doing is watching FCS playoffs on Saturday anyway. So and the SWAT championship on Saturday.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to JJ. My bad. Shout out to JJ, man.
Oh yeah, man.
About to be the longest tenured Panther. He tied JJ Jansen. Tied John Casey. With the I guess 221 starts. With the Panthers, so he has an opportunity to break that not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And the thing the college coach was trying to replace him and ruin that.
Yeah, crazy. Hopefully JJ come back, man. I like JJ.
He might, dog. He's been around for a minute, like a long time.
Yeah. All right, it's time to get out of here, man. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We'll holler at y'all. Stay tuned. Hit the notification bell. You never know when we're going to go live or we're going to pop up with something. So hit the notification bell. See y'all sometime.
Yeah, that's right. We do. We own up to our errors, man.
Bro, we always admit, bro. It's nothing wrong with being wrong. And listen, we're reporting the numbers, okay? That's what the numbers say. And again, we need these guys to be consistent. They had great games. Brian Burns, JC, DJ, they all had great games, but we need consistency, bro. That's how players become elite, by consistency, dog. And until we see that, how much core we really eating, Dave?
No, I don't eat that much.
We ate a little bit today, but
no, we did. Oh no, we did. I started the ownership on Twitter yesterday because I pretty much told folks not to play DJ Moore fantasy on Sunday. So because I took my chances with the numbers. I figured that we probably weren't going to throw the ball more than 20 times. I was right there, But I didn't anticipate the target share that DJ Moore got. I mean, that man got 25% of the targets with 19 throws. So, it is what it is.
All right. I got to get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Let's close this thing down. We out here. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Peace out. We'll holler at y'all next week or Saturday or whenever. Peace out, y'all.
We'll figure it out. Peace, guys.